Hello and welcome back to CSGB Racing. We are here now for the final race here for the F1 tier, at least of the season. Obviously, I believe we're going to be back for a Season 3. This is going to be the last race on this channel, I do believe, ever. So, a little bit of a sad one, but of course, there's going to be a brand new channel for next season, which hopefully all 4 races a week will be on. Said in about an hour's time for the F2 race, Mr. B-Boy Worm is going to be live on his channel, I believe anyway, for the F2 feature race. So type that into YouTube, Mr. B-Boy Worm, no spaces. I believe his channel is the first one that comes up. Give that a click. Drop him a subscribe as well. And then you can watch both F2 races, today's feature race and then tomorrow's sprint race. But apart from that, final race of F1 here today. It should be a very good one. Of course, if anything's carnage was anything to go by, 100% today, as it is half the length of last night in terms of race distance and laps. Today's going to be a mad one. Now, as we look at the championship standings, what have we got? Top 3 now confirmed by the looks of things, so Netsky, Timmy and Ekeland. If you zoom out on here I can see a little bit more. Rainman now up into P4. And I don't think Kazakhs is racing tonight, so he won't be able to take P5. But she would need a win to do anyway, of course not out of the question. But it would certainly help him out a lot. James, how the hell do people do no assists? With great patience and determination. I think that's the best way to describe it. It certainly doesn't come overnight, but I think once you start and get used to it, of course I still use the racing line for corners. It's the one assist I can't live without, but I'm fine with all of it. I'm ABS, which I sometimes have to turn on for Monaco, because Miribo and Raskas hate me. So yeah, you could say that they are magicians, because I'm not completely no assists. But yeah, no TC is definitely the hardest, I think. Either that or I think gears comes pretty naturally, quite quickly. ABS, you just either need a gentle left foot or left index finger, depending on what you use. What other assists have we got? Actually, racing line, it pretty much just takes a good memory to remember every braking zone, because there's a lot of them on the course of a calendar. Every braking and turning point. Let's turn the line off, which I haven't mastered yet, so don't think I will as well. Too much effort. But yeah, Imran, if I'm saying that right there, is right with that. Once you're used to it, it is second nature to turn assists off. And then it actually becomes harder to use assists, and you suddenly find yourself being a lot slower. Unless ABS, I think that one is probably one that doesn't really affect you too much after you've gotten used to it being on or off, whichever one it is. Yeah, as B-Boy Worm says there, it's just practice really. And then once you've got the hang of it, you shouldn't need to practice it anymore. So if you can learn it at a track like Singapore, I reckon if you can turn assist off of Singapore, you're going to be fine for every track. Because that has a bit of everything. It's got low speed braking, high speed braking, and all the other things that involve driving a car, really. Anyway, 14 of 20 here tonight. I think a couple stand-ins potentially. Who can we see? Bradley here once again. Noah this time in the McLaren. And of course he was in the Ferrari last night. Anybody else? Oscar's back tonight. Let's take the Ferrari seats back. That seems to be it from what I can see. Actually, no, sorry, 16. I can't count. I'll give a lap number. 16 here for tonight. We'll get these things up on the screen. Don't want that one there. So I'll run you through the grid order whilst we're on the formation lap. Festa starts on pole ahead of Hindle. Those two, of course, didn't make it very far last night, but they'll be hoping for a much better race here today. Mr. B-Boy Worm, after his disqualification, which was converted to a DNF, I think it was seen to be unfair that he got the DSQ. So he'll be starting P3 ahead of Lieutenant Cobalt, who didn't retire but disconnected, I think, every 5 seconds when he was back. He starts on the second row ahead of Pim and Brown. Those two, if I can remember, Pim retired for some reason in the penultimate corner on track. Brown, I do believe, finished in P11. It's really stretching my memory at this point. Anyway, I'll run you through the rest quickly as we're nearly at the end of the formation lap. Noah starts P7 ahead of Bradley, Tribe and Romsey. All of them are starting on the soft compounder tyre. Outside of that, we have got Rainman on mediums, Joe Prentice mediums and Timmy mediums. So 2 of the final podiums from yesterday was provisional. Stewards is still a thing. Neski starts 14th, of course, won here last night. It's going to start on the soft tyres down from the 7th row. And then Oscar and Alpha 15th and 16th. I thought Alpha raced last night. Did he not? Oh well. I thought Alpha raced yesterday because I remember pronouncing his name wrong again. Getting ready now for the 5 red lights. If we can see them, that would help out a lot. And we are underway here for the final time in CSGB F1. Apparently Netsky's already in the lead. That would be a very good start. But Mr. B-Boy Worm is the driver that takes the lead into turn 1. Here's the inside line. Hindle dropping down to P3. Festa down to P2. As Noah runs a little bit wide on the exit. But that is a very good start indeed from Mr. B-Boy Worm from the second row of the grid. Of course, starting in P3. As they come down into turns 5 and 6 for the first time. Further down, it's like Cobalt's gotten past Hindle as well, now up into P3 for the Ferrari, now up into P5. Good start for him. He's going to be challenging Hindle. These two know each other very well, so it could be a very good scrap between those two. Any other major places I can see coming down the order? Looks like Netsky's dropped back a place at the start. Oscar's jumped up a couple. Jay Prentice and Rainman pretty much where they started as they swap places, heading down towards turn 8. We've been apparently blue flags on the screen already. That's a bit harsh to whoever they are being shown to. Hope no one gets a penalty for that. Timmy's dropped back at the start. By the looks of things, his medium tyre is not quite giving him the grip he would have wanted. Travi and Brown quite close in P7 and 8. We head into this double right-hander into that corner right there. Which if you watched yesterday, will know which corner I'm talking about. As Netsky moves up into P13. I think Rain Manager Prentice going at it as well a little bit. Down in P11 and 12. They finished the first lap, then Festa leads the way from Mr. B-Boy Worm. So actually the Haas has gotten back past the Williams some point over the last lap. As we try and find out where those guys are on the timings. See Festa at the top, so we'll go up to him. It's saying Hindle is now leading. I don't believe that's true. Looks like Hindle's actually dropped down behind Noah as well. There we go, the times finally fixed themselves. So apparently we're on to lap 3. I don't think that's true. It's just me being confused already. Blue flags once again being shown for someone. Not sure who that is, but actually Noah and Hindle going side by side as they head down towards turn 8. The racing point is on the inside as they hit the brakes. Noah going to go for the switch back there. Looks like Hindle managed to get back onto the racing line, however, for the exit of turn 9. So I don't think Noah's going to be able to come back and him down into turn 10. I think 10. Head through there. Racing Point stays ahead. They're back up into P4 from his front row start. Look further back. Timmy has now dropped down to 16th, so he's off a couple of places at the start. Have a look at position changes. Oh, that's Noah out and round. I don't know actually if he is out. We can't spectate him because of how quickly he dropped down the field. There's like a mistake out of what I'm going to try and guess is turn 15. Of course, that corner there. As Brown's retired. The Mercedes has lost it. Okay, that's a little bit weird. No having to cut across the white line. I think he'll be excused for that one as there was a car blocking the way. In real life that may be a pit lane closed, but of course we can't relay that, so I think it'd be unfair to penalise the McLaren driver for that. No run Zeus tonight, I've just noticed as well. Of course drove for McLaren in yesterday's race. Now Fester and B-Boy Worm heading down towards turn number 8. Side by side as they get on the brakes. Williams is ahead, but Fester gives them a little bit of a love tap in the back. I think the Haas may get a little bit of a better exit here as well. As Neski is the first driver to pick up a penalty, he's up into P8 at the moment, so that's looking like a very good start for him. We're started down in 14th, so up 6 places at the moment. As this, what was a top 2 battle, I think it's now become a top 4 battle, Hindle and Cobalt. Getting on the action as well for a potential win, if not definitely a podium. What tyres did Noah go on to? He went on to mediums, okay, so he should be able to go to the end. Not the end of the world, but of course we'll need to absolutely smash these laps at the moment in order to gain anything. I think he was running P5 at the time of his little spin. But of course dropped down to last before he came into the pit lane, so he needs to do something to smash out these laps, and that time penalty is not going to help his chances of points here today. As Oscar into the pit lane for Ferrari. Is this a scheduled stop? It could well be. Softs and mediums at this early stage. As Nessie gets past Romsey for P7. Have a battle for P1 as you're watching on your screen now. B-Boy 1 goes to the inside of Fester as he head down into turn 1, and looks like it's going to be the place gain for the Williams as he just about squeezes the Haas out through turn 8. This battle looks like it's going to go all the way. It's actually Hindle's gotten back up into P3. Bit of a slow start for the Racing Point, but seems to be finding his momentum now. As Fester goes a little bit deep there into turn 10. Again, I could be completely wrong with these corner numbers, but I'm not 100% sure. This battle now at the top. Oh yeah, excuse me. This battle at the top does continue. It looks like B-Boy might be pulling away just a little bit. So that mistake from Fester into the treble chicane. I'm hoping not too much. No one else coming to the pitch just yet, so they're going to do a 5th lap on these soft tyres. Thinking behind these guys here, who have we got? Tribe, him and Netsky, I think side by side there into turn 1. Netsky tries around the outside, I think that was at T1. Then forced out to the outside for turn 3, and Pim holds onto the place for now. Romsey as well trying to get back past the Alpha Tauri as they come into turn 7. Quite a nice panning camera angle there, but it looks like on the exit of the corner Nestle's got a much better traction there. He goes to the inside of him down towards turn 8. As Noah is the fast lap of the race. And Nestle moves up into P6, Rumsey into P7, so Pim losing 2 places there. In the Renault, mainly helps Jay Prentice as well here as he tucks in behind the Renault. DRS wide open for the Racing Point. Overtake is well deployed. And he's been gifted the inside there. He's able to break on the brakes. Rumsey pretty much parks it in the middle of the track. Pim had to go a little bit deep to avoid the Alfa Romeo. So that's now Jay Prentice up into P8. Pim down to P9. So he's off to 3rd place there. As Rayman's going to try and capitalise on that gaggle of cars. What have we had in the chat since I last looked over there? What have we got? Eklund rooting for Fester and Trainman. Hello to Absy, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well as the pit stops have now started. Cousins to the pits. Fester, Hindle, Rumsey and Rainman all into the pit lane. And so we got an instruction to follow Netsky a bit. Okay, here he is. Coming into turn 7 now. 2 and a bit seconds behind Triby. As Timmy picks up a penalty. We're seeing Cobalt as a penalty as well. Netsky now will see your championship winner. Can I say leader, but it's a bit more than that at this point. Won the championship after a race. Can't quite remember which one it was, but I think Italy, but like I said, might have been Hungary, I don't really know. These things were a while ago. That was Cobalt and Triby side by side down into turn 10. So Triby there once again on a charge. So I think this is the 4th race in a row we've seen this. So a very late charge indeed at the end of the season. So we head down now into what I think is turn 15 and 16. Wait, I think, is it 20 corners here? Anyone able to confirm that? So if it's 20 then I think I've got the hang of corners as the rest of the top guys come into the pit lane. Cobalt very nearly hitting the wall there on pit entry. Netsky very nearly rear-ending him as well. We'll go then Jonas into the pit lane as well. He's going to be very quick at the end of this race. Who has stayed out? Alpha 12. I think that's said. We'll stay out. He's on soft tyres. He's going to do an 8 flap here. I think. Tyres on the screen. Yes, that is correct. Timmy up into P2. 21 corners, okay. Okay then, so I've just forgotten about a corner. Oh well. 8, 9. Oh, as we had a mistake whilst I'm trying to count. Noah in the McLaren has gone round, kept it out to the wall. And it's kept this car going. Back up to the top. Alpha still leads the way as he comes into... Well, I'm going to guess it's turn 11 then. And this would be turn 14. Of course, the current leader, not the net leader, I believe that is... whoever's pitted, Fester. Has he pitted yet? Yes, he has. Okay, so Fester's the net leader. As Rowan picks up a time penalty, Alpha now decides to come into the pit lane in his Red Bull as Fester and Hindle come around the final corner. Just seen Hindle has jumped B-Boy 1 and Noah gets a second time penalty. This race pretty much getting worse for the McLaren driver. Again, I think he's a reserve. And we've got a man saying he forgot a setup. I believe that is Timmy. in that Mercedes, forgetting a setup. It's a big oof, but it does explain the lack of pace. Of course, I think confirmed second in the championship, so not a slouch whatsoever. As Hindle moves to the inside now, Verstappen down into turn 1. The Racing Point takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi sprint race. As Mr. BY1 just behind them gets ready to pounce. The product from Hindle then as Verstappen moves to the outside. Hindle defends the inside as he head down towards turn 11. And Verstappen's going to reclaim that place there. BY1 behind them would go on board with him as he's also got the best view of this. Looking like quite a tasty scrap here for the win of this race. Tribe has jumped up into P4 ahead of Cobalt. But of course, Netski in P6, 2/10 behind the Ferraris and are looking to pounce at any given opportunity. And Pim and the Renault picks up the time penalty. Now through the final corner, turn 21 as I have been corrected. Down across the line now, picks up a third time penalty for 9 seconds for the McLaren. This battle for P1 gets closer and closer. So we head down into turns 5 and 6. I'm going to assume then turn 10 is that little kink on the back straight. Second DRS straight. Has to be turn 10 there, or Google is wrong, but so Google is you're powerful. So we don't argue with it. People were now pulling out to make a move onto Hindle as he head down into turn 8. Hindle just holding around the outside, however then Williams going to look for a switchback. Doesn't look to have gotten, doesn't have too much battery left either. And Oscar is out of this race. We have a virtual safety car, I believe. There we go. The Ferrari driver that missed yesterday. Where has he crashed? Let's head down into turn 8 with Noah. His car's despawned. Okay. Well, I don't know where he crashed. Well, I know where, but I don't know how. May have been aided by someone else, of course, definitely a possibility. The Ferrari driver that missed last night for his own personal reasons is unfortunately not going to finish tonight, so we'll end up in 15th, but Spare up into P14. So the race just got a little bit better for the McLaren reserve. As Rumsey hits into the pit lane. I saw someone got given the 5-second penalty there as well. Jay Prentice given a 5-second. Rumsey as well. And Pim was given a drive-through. But we are back to racing now. Take this back to, we'll go for this screen. 4.5 laps to go left. Or back. Like in English. BY1 once again trying it on Hindle. He moves to the inside once again down towards turn 8. Hindle once again outbraking him, tries to go all the way around the outside. Hasn't quite got the same distance this time. We'll have the inside for turn 9 as Hindle power out through turn 10. They are still side by side. Hindle just about gets his Racing Point ahead. Gets a little bit of a slipstream as well from the car ahead, but will hold on to P2 as they come through turn 11. And they bounce over the curbs. Into the final sector now. These two fighting is going to allow Festus to just dip out front. Who I'm looking for a move here down through that triple right-hander. Not quite finding by the opportunity or by the looks of things, as he's actually had a move with Vesta. I think Vesta's made a mistake somewhere there to have lost 7 or so tenths. May have pushed Hindle wide as well, will force Hindle to cut a corner, as the Racing Point did receive a penalty for that. So they head through turn 1 now for the 11th time. These top three look like Hefester was going to pull away a little bit, but possibly a little mistake, I'm not too sure. The camera angle wasn't the best. These three now right back on top of each other. Just seen Tryby, Netsky still together. Or at least that's Netsky making up that ground. As Netsky's gotten past Cobalt recently. Rayman now up into P7. He was P10 just now. Noah up into P11 as well. These top three all right together. Hindle moves to the inside and does stick his car there. Down into turn 8 of course. Hindle and Fafster were the two that had that bit of a pile up last night on lap 1. About 3.5 corners into the race. Now Hindle with absolutely no battery left goes to the outside, coming down into turn 11. And we've been given a god off camera angle there, but he has made the move. Stick goes around the outside of Fafster at turn 11. Really good move there from the Racing Point driver. B-Boy Worm now looking to make a move as well on the Haas. And we're going to go on board with Tryby as he's the back of this queue. Actually a little bit further back, so we'll go with Netsky. Of course, Hindle not in the clear yet. Will currently be finishing possibly P6, but may just scrape P5 with that time penalty. But of course, may be able to get it removed if he can prove it wasn't his fault. He got that final warning. And of course doesn't get any further warnings for the rest of this race. Plus I believe him to show his race director. They come through turn 1 once again now. Netsky is pretty much waiting to pounce on these two ahead. Hindle is just disappearing a little bit into the distance. Fafster and B-Boy Worm right together on the final steps of the podium as it currently stands on track. Netsky, of course, with that penalty as well, which I actually forgot about despite it being on my screen permanently. So he will currently be finishing P6 if it stays as it is. Hindle will drop to P4 or 5 then. So Fafster's still currently going to be winning this race. B-Boy Worm tries to take P2 away from him as he head down into turn 8. All drivers there just jumping over that curve on the inside of 9. DRS of course open for all three of them here. And I believe Tryby behind his DRS as well as Bradley's gotten past Alpha for P8. It's battle for P1, or technically P2 as Hindle is just about clear. They're probably going to go to the flag here. As actually no, Tryby's actually going to get involved in here. He's gone to the inside of turn 14. Has the outside unfortunately for the triple, right-hander, and it's just about forced to back out there. Hindle's broken DRS to Fafster as well, so we're going to go to Fafster and we're going to look backwards. Got a feeling Tryby caught Netsky a little bit by surprise there. With now just 2 laps left of the final race of the season here for CSGB F1. So we head through turn 1 for the penultimate time. See a couple of the cars not quite reacting how the drivers may have wanted. But of course the tyres are going to be wearing quite a lot at this stage. Let's get down through the first couple of corners. No, not the first two. The first chicane, we'll go with that. Fafster a little bit wide. He's not going to have DRS here as he head down towards turn number 8. B-Boy Worm to the inside is going to be a sitting duck as Fafster does get the slipstream of the Williams, but Netsky pulls to the inside coming down into turn 9. Has he got the gap? He does get his car alongside. We'll have the outside for turn 9 and gets pushed off the track there by Fafster. Looks like Netsky using a couple of my elite non-penalty gaining strats. That's what I use. Completely legal. Usually lose a little bit more time, but it's fine. Stops losing 3 seconds at the end. B-Boy Worm now up into P2, has also got DRS on Hindle, so Hindle not quite safe yet. But of course, has that 3-second penalty as Netsky moves up into P3 very briefly. If Fafster just about holds on to that final podium place, Netsky was with the penalty. Which I believe is still just 3 seconds, it is as well. So a very quick check there. Onto the final lap of the race now, final lap of the season. And Hindle leads the way from B-Boy Worm in this battle for the win, at least on track. Behind them, Fafster and Netsky absolutely diffuses the front wing as they head down into turn 4, 5. I will get turns right eventually. Tribe and Cobalt as well, right behind them, looking to pounce on any sort of mistake. We have Rainman sitting just 5 seconds back. Yeah, no, fairly lonely P7. Now down the straight, B-Boy Wemmer's gotten up alongside and past Hindle before the braking zone. But Hindle once again tries to start braking, goes around the outside, at least attempts to. The exit turn 9, now we're on board with Hindle right up behind B-Boy Worm as he head down through turn 10. Towards turn 11, Hindle's just about managed to sneak the inside there, has no battery to deploy, but has moved back up into the lead of this race. Slots ahead nicely before the second two parts of the chicane, and leads the field through this final sector now, not too far left to go. Running out of fuel and battery power by the looks of things. I'd assume his tyres are okay, but not 100% sure. He hooks it up through his final corner. Nasty's gotten past Fester as well on the track, as Hindle, for Racing Point, rounds the final corner and heads up to the line and wins, at least on track, the sprint race here for the final race of the season. But B-Boy Worm taking the win ahead of Fester, which I think that's his first podium. I will quickly check. Where is he in the championship? Yep, that is his first podium, so better late than never for Fester. Tribe taking P3 came out of absolutely nowhere. And then Hindle, Netsky and Cobalt in the top 6. I think we're just waiting for Noah now. He's not had the best of races. Of course, I think spun twice and picked up quite a few penalties, and there's a Mercedes there across the line. Got a feeling that was Timmy getting the final points with no setup, so pretty impressive to be honest. That is it for the season, at least in F1. As I said at the start of the stream, head over to Mr. B-Boy Wormer's channel for the F2 race, which will be in about half an hour's time. But of course, it's going to be it from me for this season. It has been thoroughly enjoyable to watch and waffle along with these guys who are absolutely insane with their pace on this game. I think Netsky took every pole position bar not many. Let's have a quick look actually. Let's say, okay, actually 10 poles. But again, that's 10 out of 12. The other two going to Jimbo and Kazakhs. Running through the classification for the final time this season, it is Mr. B-Boy Worm who has won the sprint race here in Abu Dhabi, ahead of Festa and Tribe, who joined him on the podium. I think it might actually be a first podium for Tribe as well. I will have a quick check. Yes, it is. So once again, better late than never, getting up onto that podium. Hindle and P4 then, ahead of Netsky, Cobalt, Alpha, Rainman, Bradley and Timmy with no setup, getting that final point. Romsey comes home in P11 ahead of Jay Prentice, Pim and Noah, the final finisher, who got the fastest lap as well. Oscar and Brown failed to finish this race. Just a little bit of a shame. It's always nice to finish in the finale. As I said, that will be it from me until Season 3. Hopefully Rainman lets me come back and continue, because honestly it's amazing watching some of these guys drive. That'll be it. As I said, head over to B-Boy Worm's channel. And he will be, I think he's streaming the F2 race. That'll be it then. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like as well on the channel. Honestly, lets us know everything, you know. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in Season 3. With whichever tier I'm not racing in. So until then, catch you later.